Welcome, Aries. I'm Dee, and this is Intuitive Life Advice. I'm going to do a reading for you today called Troubled Love, and this is for the June 2021, and this is for the sign of Aries. And I'm not new to the internet, but I am new to YouTube, so this is actually my second reading. I started with fire signs, and you're my second reading on YouTube. So I'd appreciate if you help me grow my community. I want to help people heal from these troubled relationships. They're very traumatic for a lot of people, and some people have a harder time than others navigating through them and knowing what to do to heal properly. So I want to help with that. I feel like this is my calling. I'm going to do this as often as I can find time for it. It's very important to me, and I would appreciate you joining me. Be sure and comment in the comment section so that we can start creating our little community, and hopefully everyone that sees this video after you, they'll do the same, and we can start our little community of helping one another heal and people who care about people. And that's my goal here. So, and also I'm going to have some wonderful giveaways and drawings for some great apparel and mugs and free readings and stones and healing spritzers and wonderful things like that that just make your life just a little more wonderful than it already is. Let's get started. I am going to use these 4 decks. I only use my own personal decks that I create. I only trust my own sense of knowing and my own source. That's just the way I do it. I shuffle these cards about 7 times or until the energy feels right. And I'm going to just shuffle them 1 time for you on camera so that everyone can see that I actually do shuffle the cards. I know that's important to a lot of people. So that's what we're going to do here. And then I'll set the rest of these aside until we get to them. We're going to start with this Divine Grace deck here. We're going to draw 3 cards from that one. The first card will be where in this relationship you were in the recent past, which could be last week, it could be a month ago, it could be a year ago, it could be yesterday. It just depends on your personal situation. And this is a more of a general reading, so it's not going to hit home for everyone watching. I'm going to do this one more time. It's not going to hit home for everyone watching, but it will hit for several. And the only way to get a personal private reading is to just get a one-on-one with me. And all that information is in the comment section, so anything you want to know, please find it there. Okay, we're going to draw 3 cards here from this Divine Grace deck. The first one is going to tell us where you have been in this relationship that brought you to the place you are now. And it was fear. You were in fear. Where you are now, regression. Where you're headed if you stay in the same mindset that you're in right now is extreme darkness. I don't like this energy, but I'm going to continue because this needs to be seen by some people. I don't feel fearful here. I'm just saying, for you, I need you to take this reading seriously. If this is the only thing you've paid attention to today, please pay attention to me. Okay, Aries, we know how strong you are. We know how amazing you are. We know how you love with everything that you are, your whole being. But recently, I believe I'm feeling like this was in the pretty recent past, like just a few months ago. You were in a state of fear that I don't think you've ever felt before. You were afraid to make a move. You were afraid to talk, walk, speak, think. And this was emotional. I feel like this was an emotional situation to where someone was manipulating you like a master manipulator. This step in this series of cards, this card deck has about 24 cards in it, and it walks through the entire process of stepping into a relationship that's abusive in any way: verbal, mental, sexual, financial, spiritual, emotional, any of that, any type of abusive relationship. But it walks you through the whole process, the first step of being in love, and then all the way to just complete and utter darkness. That's the darkness card. There isn't any more darkness that you can get than that. So here's what we need to do. We need to talk about this. Let's find out who we're dealing with here so that you will know if this is even for you. If it's not for you, then you can let it go. Oh, this is a friend. Okay, you're dealing with a friend. Bless your heart. I understand. You're dealing with a friend here who has made you feel afraid of you're going to be alone, you're not ever going to trust again, that kind of thing is what you're worrying about. How severe is this? How severe was this when we were in this state of fear? It was very low. Something happened that caused you to feel afraid to confront your friend because you were afraid of the outcome. Now, and this was recently, and then currently you're in regression, which means you kind of backslid. And went back into this friendship. And currently you're on a trauma level here or the severity level as far as the pain this is causing you is higher than it was when you were in fear. So it feels like you're back in this friendship, sort of, but your pain is higher at a 4.0. So, and there are 11 points here in this severity scale. They start with 0 and they go all the way up to 10.5, and then 11 is like off the scale, which means really bad. And if you stay in this situation that you're in here, you're going to go into that darkness, and you're going to be at a 6.0 severity. And I am just getting what feels like a just a strong, peppery, hot headache right on the front of my forehead right now. When I started feeling the energy of that dark card. I don't think I want to put this out there, but I will think about it. Let me make this clear. You were afraid in this friendship, and you were hurting a little bit. You were a little hurt. Nothing too traumatizing. You didn't lose sleep. You didn't cry driving down the road. Just disappointed. A medium level of disappointment is about how I would describe that. And you were afraid that you were going to lose this friend. And then currently you went back into something. And the pain is medium, 4.0. Like I said, out of an 11, 4.0 isn't too awful bad. It's not halfway to 11. It's, almost, it's just not too bad, but it hurts. So I feel like you went back to this friend, and this friend maybe did something a little worse than they did the first time. Actually, a lot worse. That's almost 3 times as bad, whatever's happened this time. So currently, whatever you're dealing with is worse than it was before you kind of backed out of this friendship. And if you stay in this situation, this is showing us that you're going to go into some pretty dark, deep pain at a 6.0, which is more than halfway down the scale of severity. And that's troubling, because that's a lot of pain to endure in a friendship. What this could be, and this is probably what I'm supposed to be telling you, this person is someone you care more about than they know. It's a friendship, but your heart is in it more than this friend actually knows. And you're afraid to tell them in the past how you felt. Afraid that it would ruin your relationship. Like maybe you'd lose them as a friend if they knew that you had feelings, strong feelings for them. And then, so currently you're kind of backsliding back into the relationship as making sure that you're not showing any feelings that aren't within the friendship realm. You're trying to stay in the friend zone so this person doesn't think that you're trying to form a romantic relationship with them. And that's hurtful. And I feel like you're just allowing that pain to simmer because you can't tell them. And if you do, you might ruin the friendship. You might lose them forever. But it hurts because you're in love with them and they don't know it, and you can't tell them because you're afraid to. And if you continue on this road that you're on, thinking like that and staying in this friendship and pretending like you don't care about this person the way you do, it's going to lead you into a depression. It's going to feel like a big dark room. And your severity level is going to go up to a 6, and that's troubling. That's too far. So let's see what our words of wisdom are. What we're needing here is self-love. And in fact, we're going to put that on top of this card here. We need our self-love. Okay. And we're going to turn this medium over. It's 6.0. We're going to get rid of it because we're not going to go that way. We're going to remember that we need to love ourselves enough to not allow this kind of emotion to rule our life. We need to let this person know how we feel, and we need to be prepared to walk away if the feeling isn't mutual. And I've got breathe, calm down, take a breath, take a break, take a step, get your thoughts together. And then we've got pray. So this is telling me that it's more or less saying let go of this, have more respect for yourself than this, and let it go and pray about it. You don't want to get into that dark place because that's a depression that is extremely hard to come out of. If you feel like you need some help, I'll put a link below. I think I'll just leave a link below with all that information for anyone who needs any type of help in any situation like this, because it's very important that you don't deal with this and go through this on your own. If you want a personal private session with me one-on-one where I kind of get your information, make a video for you that's just for you in your situation, you can contact me for that. The link's below in the comment section. And I'm wanting to create this community for this very reason, so we can help one another, where the subscribers can help one another walk through this and get through these type of relationships and help one another and share their stories with one another, share their experiences, things that they've been through in relationships. And I mean, this is hurtful. If you're loving this person, you're in love with this person, and they don't know it, and you know that they don't feel the same way about you, so you're so afraid to tell them, and then you're afraid to walk away from them because you know you love them, and that's going to hurt, and you don't know if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. But I'll tell you what, if you're in doubt, you need to just stop, like this card is telling you. Just breathe. Take a minute, just take a deep breath, hold it, count to 5, let it out slowly and thoughtfully. Ask for help with the pray card. And then remember that you're supposed to be loving yourself enough to have the dignity and the self-respect that's required for you to stay healthy within your own body and mind and soul. So we might have to jump over a little hurdle here where you have to just rip the Band-Aid off and tell this person how you feel. If they don't reciprocate, then you're going to need to be prepared for that. You're going to need to think about that before you say anything to them. Just think about, what if they tell me they only want to be friends? And see what your response is. Find out what your reaction would be to that, and see if you can do a practice run with yourself and see how it feels. See if you really love this person. You may feel a little differently if you act out a scenario within your head. Kind of act it out in your mind, see how it feels. If this person doesn't reciprocate, what would you do? What would you say? And hopefully it'll go your way. I'm going to be rooting for you here. But Aries, you're too amazing and strong and powerful and loving. You are so loving. But you're too amazing. You're too strong to let this take you to a dark place. Don't let it do that. Do not let it do that to you. As I said, there are some links below for you to reach out. If you need to reach out and get some help, if you feel like you're in depression, there will be links there. You can click on those, get some help. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help me grow this community so we can help one another through situations like this. We'll be a healing community that actually works. And I'm very happy that I'm drawing some attention to these situations. And as I said, you're on the ground floor here. Be one of my first subscribers. I'm going to probably do something pretty great for my first 100 subscribers. I'm here for you. All my love, Aries. I wish you the very best in any decision that you make. Have a wonderful day.